guys, welcome back to the Upkeep. I am your Dungeon Master, Blake Ignatius, and tonight I am in here with...
Jacob L.
Yeah. So, tonight was your fourth session.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you've gotten to F4, actually. Because I remember when this was like just speaking about what we can do with all this stuff, and we've done it. So, yeah, 4. How are you feeling about it?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I was really scared with session 2. Really died.
Yes.
Session 3 wasn't here, but...
Yeah. Jacob, I'm pretty sure voiced it quite well on his interview. So, so tonight you guys met back up and you're finally all together again. And you woke up in a medical bay.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just...
You woke up with stitching on the front of you and the back of you, and you also had leech marks around the stitching.
Forgot about the leech marks. I was wondering what you meant by the bite marks.
Yeah.
Never quite got the connection yet. It was like...
But it was leeching. So usually
Yeah.
what they would do
Let
is
blood,
they would
yeah.
it would stop blood coming out onto everywhere else and keep it in the leeches.
Gotta love those medieval time practices.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ended up more deaths than it did saving.
Yes. So, but you guys were alive. They did save your life. And it's turned out that it looks like you guys are murderers.
It would look like that to the guards, you know.
Especially when it's worse, that the fact is you're a tiefling. And Dylan, who plays Zephyr, is a drow. And currently drow don't have the best reputation in this world.
And tieflings are just that lovely, lovely... What even are you?
Yeah, well, you're an offspring of some magical stuff that has happened to you from birth. So,
Oh, I remembered.
so let's talk about you a little bit. Let's talk about Hex. And are you playing the character exactly how you thought you'd be playing it from when you designed him?
Not quite. When I designed him, I was imagining a character that was already somewhere within the adventure, like he'd gone through it a bit. But as I created a bit more and went along with it, I really liked the idea that how I'm playing it currently, you know, like the amnesiac that's...
You don't know a thing.
Figuring things out as he goes.
Well, for those who don't know, actually, that he has left all the creativeness of his backstory to me. He has no idea what's going on.
It's a mystery to me, so it's a mystery to everyone.
I've literally only given you one piece of backstory so far, and that was the dream.
The dream with
when you were falling asleep. And
I forgot to ask if I dreamed anything while I was in the pain coma.
No. I definitely always have plans for them.
Alrighty.
And no, you have not. It's only when I bring it up that you will. So, let's talk a bit about the second session that will lead to next week's session. So the second session was your first combat ever with this character. Is it the first combat you've ever had with a warlock?
No.
Oops. That's all right.
Bit close to the next bit. Not actually, because way back when I was just starting out with D&D, I played a warlock that's pretty similar to Hex.
Yeah.
It was a tiefling, but instead of going how he is now, like, you know, the innocent one, he was a scam artist.
Oh, was he?
I was very tempted to bring that character over, whereas Hex is currently like this really innocent, really new to the world and figuring things out. Previous Hex was just straight up like he would sell you murky, tainted water and say it was a bottle of youth.
Yeah.
And just use some illusion magic
was
to
that,
make it
was
look
that
young.
5th edition or was that...
It was 5th edition.
Yeah, it was 5th
I've
edition.
only played 5th edition.
Really? You didn't play any of the old games?
I really do want to play some other games though.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
Aldrich.
Well, there could be a small little series that we might do on our channel about Call of Cthulhu and other games, because we're planning on live streaming board game nights and stuff like that. So Call of Cthulhu is actually, there's 2 versions of it, but we won't get into those yet. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
So, now, that first combat definitely did not go any way, shape or form to what you expected it to be. These were just 5 people. They were mercenaries, but they weren't obviously overleveled. I expect you guys to, through their health yes, they had beat you on turn action economy, but when it comes to their the amount of damage they do compared to the amount of damage you do, you actually end up killing them very quickly, very easily. So the dice weren't with you, were they?
No. Both times I tried a physical attack with my dagger, I rolled a natural one.
Mm-hmm.
First I cut my belt, then I flung my dagger off into the distance.
Unfortunately.
Magic, I was a lot better though.
Yeah. And so your character has amnesia, and so this was actually something I was trying to think of, is the fact that you knew how to do certain things. Why? How? Was it instinct?
How I've been playing it is he doesn't explicitly know that he is casting magic until the disguise self, but that's a different circumstance. So I'll talk about the dissonant whispers.
Yeah.
Each time it was his psyche just forcing it.
Yeah.
Like that's what the power that he has was wanting to do, and that's what happened.
Well, do you think when I did the representation of what was going on, do you think I did that well, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it showed that there's something there, but he himself is not fully aware. And he kind of had a grasp on it, because, he heard the whispers themselves, but him himself weren't affected.
Yeah.
And then when it came to the disguise self, it was high intense. He was hurt, he was panicked, and he was just putting everything. He knew something was off because he sent 2 people running. Or was it the same guy? I can't remember.
No, it was 2 different
2 people running. And then he switched. And I tried to mimic one of the moves that Jacob had done when he was casting magic, when he was doing the prestidigitation. Because how Hex has been learning to kind of control his magic is not only through the willpower, but observing others.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and keep doing that, because you'll figure out pretty quickly he's very impressionable.
Yes.
He's a very impressionable, innocent child, and if things keep going bad, he'll be bad. But, he'll probably be alright.
Yeah.
Probably.
So when it comes to next week, what do you think is going to happen? You're the first one to talk about it. What is your honest opinion?
There's 2 ways it could go. Everything could go quite well with the whole plan of blinding it, and then we kind of either turn it into a non-threat or just remove the threat, or it kind of goes bad.
Well,
and we just run.
So far, in terms of records, when it comes to Kashmir, she actually has the upper hand upon all of you, because her fights, she's won for none. She's X and O. Which means she's won all her fights so far, and her rolls have always been with her. I don't think she's actually missed a hit. But when it comes to you guys, it is a 50-50. Zephyr seems to have the worst luck with his dice, especially in that first fight where he didn't actually get some hits in, but then he did. And then when it came to the second one, he actually murdered people. When
he got to the point where he used dice, when he actually hit, he hit hard.
Yeah, he killed him.
He smite and all these other bonuses just wipe them out. He doesn't hit them a lot, but when he hits them, it counts.
Yeah. So hopefully with them 2 being there, this actually helps against the giant.
Yeah, with 2 tanks instead of a tank and 2 squishy casters.
Yeah, which is you and Jacob. So, do you think any of the plan's going to work? Are you hoping that Zephyr can actually pull this off to give yourself an advantage? Because if at least he gets 1 eye, it's kind of blind fighting. If he gets 2 eyes, it's definitely blind fighting.
If it's 2 eyes, it's nearly a guaranteed.
Yeah.
If we just keep out of the range of the thing, we're good. We got 2 magic casters, as is the attacks against it. I'm not sure if it'll be advantage to attack it, but it'll be certainly disadvantage to attack us.
Yeah. In saying that though, are you a bit nervous from seeing all the bodies on the way there?
100%.
Yeah.
If he gets his hands on one of us, on one of the casters, we're probably dead.
Well, you definitely know that this, in terms of D&D written facts, that a giant is going to be a higher challenge rating than anything else I've ever thrown at you. But I have trust that you guys will be fine.
Yeah. We'll be, at least personally, with this one, I'm going to try and use more magic because Hex is a lot more focused. He knows what he's getting into. He's seen what happened.
I was surprised that you didn't even attempt to take some of the leather armor.
First two guys was a bit too much. Third guy was a bit but I'm keeping it to he's kind of like, he's still on the moral high ground a bit. He'll take the sword. He took the sword. He was going to take the money. But to him, like, actually stripping them of all their clothes is a bit too
Well, they still have underclothes.
They have underclothes, but still. Also, it might not have fit him.
Yeah. So
the belt nearly didn't.
Yeah, so hopefully for the best, you win. This is me as a DM saying this. Hopefully they win.
Our fate lies within the dice.
Yes, that is always how it is. So, but you're excited. You're excited to play D&D again consistently. Yes. You weren't here last week. I'm not going to say the reason why because that doesn't help out with YouTube itself. But it's the big thing that's been going around. Him himself didn't get it. I
was fine.
Yeah, but a family member did.
Yeah.
So we still took the right precautions and staying away and making sure that, it didn't spread around, doing our best with it.
And they're fine. They're all recovered. I'm safe.
That's good.
Well, good.
Yeah. And, well, here's to hoping.
Here is indeed the hope.
Yes. And
hopefully we'll get through this.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say before we end it?
Not much. See you next week.
Yes, see you next week, alrighty? Thank you guys for watching the Upkeep, and we'll catch you next time, alrighty?
Bye.
Bye.